Welcome everybody to a volleyball Thursday night inside the Lemarant Center, and a great day to start the season here TV schedule-wise on WDSC-TV as the Daytona State Falcons host the Eastern Florida State College Titans. Hello everybody, absolutely thrilled you're here. Welcome courtside. Drew Felios alongside the professor, Ted Sofianos. Ted, great matchup we've got tonight. One of the great rivalries here in NJCAA. What are you looking forward to most?
Well, you look at the Titans, right? They've played 11 matches. DSC right now only 5. They're both looking good in the conference. But, hey, who outweighs who in sophomores?
Yeah, Daytona State undefeated. Right now ranked number 18 in NJCAA play. You look at the Eastern Florida roster, mainly international players. They come from all over the world. And the one we're going to be talking about the most, Paulina Dobreva, number 20. Sensational. The Spaniard, just a freshman, tremendous talent. They are coached by Carmelo Ilutiza in his 4th season, an elite club coach at the high school level. He is trying to prove his value on the collegiate level, and he's doing just that in Titan country. On the other side for Daytona State, what a freshman season it was for number 9, Alina Carrillo. She's back this year and better than ever. And she's got a heck of a supporting cast. Number 15, Julia Ranks, has been a huge surprise in camp. And the third-year head coach, Laura Booker Anderson, Ted, feels like this team could be the best that Daytona State has put on the court in an awfully long time.
Yeah, and you look at some of those returners. You just mentioned one, Carrillo, Danielson. And I know now that she has a support coach, Jacobson, she's got to be in heaven with that.
So setting the stage for a great volleyball match tonight, Halifax Health is a proud supporter of Falcon Athletics and the official healthcare provider for the Falcon Athletic Program.
Number 10, Fabiola Rivera. Number 11, Sophia Comke. Number 15, Sophia Knowles. Number 16, Gaia Whitfield. Number 18, Juliana Dantaron. Number 19, Jeremy Scolano. And number 20, Paulina Dobreva. The Titans head coach is Carmelo Ilutiza. The assistant coach is Josh Everett. And now, introducing your Daytona State Falcons. Number 1, Ariana Warner. Number 2, Eddie Schultz. Number 3, EFSC. Number 4, Copper Larry. Number 5, Brooke Hornaday. Number 6, Riley Wyatt. Number 7, Sandra Anchabon. Number 8, Laura Echeverria Munoz. Number 9, Aluna Carrillo. Number 11, Mia Mendoza. Number 12, Carolina Herrera. Number 13, Janice Lynch. Number 14, Leticia Correa. Number 15, Julia Ranks. And number 17, Jordan Danielson. The Falcons head coach is Laura Booker Anderson.
So the Falcons of Daytona State are ready to play here tonight. Coach Laura Booker Anderson, remember, became the head coach of this program right in the middle of COVID, was thrown right into the fire. Tough situation then, but now she has learned a lot as the head coach in this program, and this program is on a roll right now. They've only surrendered one game, one set this entire season thus far.
Yeah, one set. Not even a game, but it's just a set. I mean, that's incredible. And just think about, the assistant she didn't have last year, doing it on her own shoulders the whole time, and now she's got Jacobson.
That's right, Kendall Jacobson, the extra person in the program to sort of take a little bit off Coach Anderson's plate. So it's worked early in the season. Coach Lohr was looking for that co-coach, that perfect person, and she found her in Jacobson. As you look at the Titans, remember the Titans, Eastern Florida, Daytona State. Here we are, volleyball in early September. Fall sports underway here on campus.
And it's looking good, Drew. I mean, the crowd's just starting to filter in. It's post-COVID. They've got dormitories on campus that houses over 250 scholar athletes, and I know there's some of them here tonight with us here in the stands.
There you take a look at the superstar, Alina Carrillo, the sophomore out of Oviedo. Former Haggerty high school star has come here to Daytona State. Oh, was she a superstar last year? This year, teams know about her. They're going to be keying on number 9, but the Falcons feel like they have enough talent around her to be able to spread the ball around. And on the other side, this young lady, Paulina Dobreva, 6 feet tall, only a freshman, mentioned she's from Spain. That international flavor at this level. You remember, overseas they play the game a lot faster, a lot quicker, and she is going to be one to reckon with here tonight.
Right, and a lot more. And in the world of female sports abroad, internationally speaking, volleyball is huge overseas, right? It's like basketball or soccer, whereas, Americans, their pastime were baseball and football, of course.
Tremendous officiating crew on hand here tonight. Got Shireen Benedict up top making the calls on the lines. Mayan Lauder and Alfredo Cox. We're thrilled you're here. Excited to have you. Let's do this. Daytona State serving, we're underway. Eastern Florida looking right side. The block is there for the Falcons, and that is a double whammy. Right. Eddie Schultz, number 2, leading the way.
And speaking about blocks, DSC Falcons, they are ranked in the top 30 in the country regarding how many times they're putting blocks down and getting points out of them.
Good dig from the back row. Titans gonna have to withstand this early on barrage by Daytona State. Daytona State pumped up playing here at home tonight. Working that left side, Carrillo taps it over, finds the sweet spot right in the middle of the court.
Oh, that was so sweet to look like it was gonna get amped, and just a nice push over the net into where no one was.
So first 2 to the Falcons. Titans coming right back. Nicely done. Sofia Kamke, another freshman. She's out of Brazil. So we've got Spain, Brazil, Puerto Rico, Italy also represented in the starting lineup for Eastern Florida.
Yeah, I mean, very heavy. I mean, imagine the recruiting that must be done in order to get these international players over here, in Eastern Florida State. Great job.
Here's Mendoza setting it up. Carrillo is blocked this time. So the Falcons, their offense sputtered on that point. It's number 4, Delphinia Beams, the middle. She's out of Melbourne, homegrown young lady right there for Eastern Florida.
Right, yeah, in Eastern Florida, just a few from Florida as far as how they round out their team.
So first 4-point split and then an ace for the Titans. This Eastern Florida team, they were swept, Ted, on Tuesday night by Miami-Dade. So they're a little bit chippy here tonight. They want to get off to the good start.
That was a blazing serve. That was a knuckleballer, hard to handle.
3 serving 2. That one barely makes it over the net. Dug in the back row. And now here come the Titans. Eastern Florida's come out swinging, folks. Kamke, the point that time.
Wow. Wow, like I was saying before, Drew, on paper, these teams match up pretty well. Even though you're looking at experience, the Falcons have it with the, number of sophomores that they have on their squad.
Titans now by 2. That serve is really humming. Daytona State's got to scramble to get that one back. It's not going to make it over. So 5 straight points by Eastern.
Yeah, and that's number 18, to Akron. And to Akron, Juliana, I mean, she's just whipping at it. You can see it with so much movement on that serve.
Sent over by the Falcons. Nice dig, back row. That was Mendoza. Daytona State able to get the kill. It's Jordan Danielson, the sophomore out of Wesley Chapel, just north of Tampa.
And Coach Anderson really spoke highly of Danielson. Just got the whole package. Great scholar athlete. And you just saw what she could do on the court right there.
Falcons go right in the middle, and there's that block again.
Wow.
It's Delphinia Beams. So Delphinia, the only sophomore contributor you're going to really see on the floor tonight for the Titans. This is an all-freshman team, Ted. She's the one second-year player.
But she read that quick set real well and was able to get a double-hand block on it right away.
Comke now to serve, 6-3. Titans leading the Falcons. There's the big southpaw. And in the net that time was Eastern Florida, so it'll be a side out for Daytona State.
Yeah.
So 5 wins for Daytona State, Ted, but they know coming into this match, now the competition really starts to heat up in their schedule. As Beams is able to tip it just perfectly over the block.
Yeah, obviously this is a conference game. As you mentioned before, Drew, coming off of a loss from Miami-Dade for the Titans, they've come out swinging. They're looking really good right now. 7-4 on top.
Delphinia Beams. That ball was screaming as soon as it left her hand on the serve, but right back the return. Laura de Chavarria Munoz, the sophomore out of Spain, a former Montverde Academy product with the point.
Yes, Montverde.
We have got a battle here early on. This is like a slugfest.
Yes.
I mean, you throw out the records in this rivalry, no matter where the teams are at in the season, you put the jerseys on Daytona State and Eastern Florida, you know it's going to be on. Right side, dug by Carrillo. And here come the Falcons. Nicely done by Reed Mueller. Set up left side, the block there once again. Daytona State scrambling into the joust now. Diakron puts it over. Set up by Warner.
Wow.
Middle of the court. Oh, they're going to say it is a point.
Yeah, I couldn't see it. Even being right here, folks, if you're watching this from TV land, I mean, it is obviously great, right? We've got great camera work, great crew working here at Daytona State College, but I tell you, you need to get here to see this. This is action-packed and fast-paced. And there's the flush, number 15, Sophia Knowles.
So 15 in white for Daytona State is actually Julia Rinks, a freshman middle blocker. We are going to be talking a lot about this young lady throughout the next few hours. She's from the Netherlands, just unlimited potential for the Falcons, and she has played great thus far in 2022. Right down the line, it's Munoz.
Yeah, I see that, Drew. I was talking about number 15, wrong player, wrong team, Ted. I'll get that right, folks.
How about this replay set up perfectly?
Oh, look at that. Right down the line, beautiful hit.
So Ariana Warner serving. Daytona State running that 6-2 scheme. The block is on.
Yeah.
Emma Testi, the freshman from Italy.
And the Falcons have made a living out of those double blocks, obviously. And you mentioned it before, Drew, only losing 1 set in 5 games. And you've seen it why right there. They're coming back on a tear here, 9-7 up.
Falcons trying to be the first to 10. We played a 25 here at the collegiate level. How about that pancake? Trying to keep it off the deck, but it does hit the ground, and it'll be another point for Eastern. So furious action thus far. There you take a look at Sophia Knowles along that front line. Carrillo keeps it alive. They go right back to her. Dug by the libero. And now back row attack continuing for the Titans. Carrillo softly. Diakron able to keep it alive. And the block early on for Daytona State. It is spot on.
Wow. They are in sync. You got 4 long arms going up there for those blocks. Coach Anderson with a big smile as number 8, Munoz, comes off. Great replay work, gang. Double team there. Ranks again was in the action.
Just a little bit long first service error of the match for Daytona State. Daytona State tonight playing the 6-2 system. inputted by Coach Anderson. The reason for that, Ted, they want to get big up front, and obviously that size paying off here in set number 1. Double touch, and it will be a point for the Titans. So neck and neck, here we are in the first session.
Yeah, like you said before, slugfest. Interesting with some of these serves that I've seen on both squads, they look like it could easily be long, not that one.
Tapped over. Titans able to keep it alive. Daytona State, here's Carrillo. Point, ring it up. She's got so many different tools in her toolbox she can go to.
Here's the replay again. Good strategy there, trying to go down the line. That was number 9, Carrillo.
Emma Testi back to serve. Emma out of Italy. Somebody that Coach Anderson is expecting a lot from here in 2022. She'll do things on the court, and you'll just kind of wonder, how did she pull that off? She is that type of a player, a little unorthodox, but finds a way to get it done. And there's a point coming back for the Titans. Neither team able to separate thus far.
Not at all. I mean, it's just so close. Both teams, I mean, showing some great resiliency after you've seen each team down a few points and come back.
Salt Delphinia Beams check in for the Titans, as she's now back in that front row. That's long.
All right, no touch there on the block. So good there for Daytona State. Will take control of the serve.
Paulina Dobreva leading things right now on the court for the Titans. Her leadership is so critical as the number 1 hitter for the visiting team. Left side, they work it, and there's the block. It's just too good right now. Eddie Schultz.
Number 2, Schultz. Again, got most of that.
(13-11). It's on the line. That's an ace.
Had just enough taken off of it and just enough dip. Mendoza here with the serve, number 11, Lady Falcons.
Little separation here for Daytona State. They lead by 3. Carrillo. She's getting a lot of attention over there on that left side. Mendoza now to Danielson. Right back.
Oh, wow.
Good ball control by Schultz, and Carrillo will finish it off.
Wow. Carrillo said, I don't need no set. That's just fine. I'll put it down the line on that one. Just gorgeous.
Watch that ball control right there by number 2. Eddie Schultz made that play, set Carrillo up, and the first timeout of the match.
Right. Drew, how about great reaction just to get that ball and make it a set as well.
So Carmelo Elotiza, former assistant at UCF, was a volunteer assistant there, got into the high school game. Such a decorated head coach coming in here tonight. Season stats there for both sides. Look at the kills, hit percentage, assists as well. Daytona State distributing. I mentioned the setters for Daytona State. Number 1, Ariana Warner, and number 11, Maya Mendoza. They really make this engine go. It's one or the other, whichever one is kind of hot out there, but they could both also play at the same time if Coach Anderson really wants to get defensive.
Yeah, and I'm sure everybody out there saw the biggest disparities on the 2 items, which were the digs and the other were the blocks. Those were everything else looked pretty even though. Good job, TV crew, sharing the stats with us and those out there watching the game tonight.
Coach Anderson talked about that 6-2 system, said, hey, I had not envisioned it, but I wanted to get better as a blocking team. That was the best option. We're trying something new this year. Right now it's working, folks. So 14-11, and that is in right in the corner Is Sophia Kompke able
Wow.
to absolutely drop one down right there?
That was U.S. Open tennis center right in the corner. Great distribution there on that shot. Over the block and went long into the opposite corner.
Dacra now serving. Falcons feed Carrillo. Put it over the net. Here come the Titans. Working the left side. Nicely done. That's Mendoza. Have to get it over from Danielson. Set it to the middle. She can't put it down. Carrillo, another opportunity. One of the longer points of the match here thus far. It has been fast and furious. Tipped over. Just barely placed over by the Titans. Danielson with a swing. It's in.
Wow.
Is the Titans able to have the final say on that exchange?
That had to be at least 25 touches there. I think everybody got a whack at it. Here's some of the action right there. Looked like it might have came off both the block and the net a little bit, and that's why it bounced so far back.
So it proves to be a good timeout for the Titans. They get two straight, but that service error right there, that hurts because it stops the momentum.
Because the way the scoring works, if you miss your serve, the opposite team gets the point. And that's why you see the point totals going up very quickly.
Rally scoring here at the collegiate level, and Daytona State gives one up right there.
Yeah, I saw a few of those in the beginning by both teams. They were, easily to go out, but kind of each team saving them, getting a little bit more strategic and thinking a little bit differently now about the speed.
How about three straight service errors? That is going to make the coaches go a little bit crazy, would you say?
Yeah, you got to get those in. Anybody who's a jump server, and hitting it with that type of speed, it's got to have a lot of overspin on it. And those cases, they didn't.
Delphinia Beams a force
Yeah.
here in this set number one. She scores again.
Perfect placement. Hard to get to. Very close game, 17-15. Number 4 on the Titans Beams, right? Delphinia, we've mentioned her name before.
She has got some springs for sure. She can jump out of the gym. Here come the Titans. Right off the block, and that's well done by Dobreva.
Tighten it up here, 17-16.
So it's a 1-point set here. And Dobreva, that leadership on the court, paying off huge. Is Eastern Florida, they've weathered the storm. They knew they were going to face a barrage early on from Daytona State. They've done just that. Take a little off that one. Titans attacking from the right side.
Wow.
Great job by Carrillo keeping it alive. And that is a little bit wide. Did it?
Looked like it went off the block.
Looked like it was a touch that time. And a timeout going to be called by Coach Laura Anderson.
Oh, they're taking it back. At least the point score is. I thought that there was a touch there. We'll have to see if we do have a replay on it. Be very hard to see, though, if it was just a minor touch.
So Coach Laura Booker Anderson, she talked about, Ted, team culture, how it is huge for the Falcons. Let's take one more look, though, at that play. And I think, no, clearly wide. Yep,
yes.
That went off the net, did not hit a player.
Great job on the referees' parts. Guess we should do a shout out of our 3 referees here right through.
The referees, Shireen Benedict up top, Mayan Lauder and Alfredo Cox. 3-person crew here. And there you take it, Coach. Take a look at Coach Ilutiza. He is a club coach now down in Vero Beach, the Vero Elite. He coaches some of the best talent in the country at the high school level. There's Shireen Benedict, Alfredo Cox as well.
But isn't the 2-year program, isn't that how they develop not only students, but the coaches as well, not only the players? So obviously from the club ranks and the high schools to where he is now, and he's got his time to shine. And so far tonight, so good.
17 all. Daytona State out of the timeout. Let's see if those adjustments work. Not just yet. Sophia Knowles, another point in the lead, back to Eastern Florida.
Oh, what a great quick set that was. No time for the block. to adjust. Wow.
Eastern Florida has stepped up their game here thus far. Can they continue to play at that level? Danielson, little heavy-handed on that touch.
The lefty.
Daytona State student section, which is sitting on the near side of the court here, trying to come alive and inject some life back in to this volleyball team.
Nice idea.
Dobreva. And now they work the left side. Light touch, the block is on once more. It's Knowles leading the way.
Wow, looking at 2017, you know, it's not 21, gang, it's 25 points, and you got to win by 2.
Sophia Knowles right there out of Port St. Lucie. She is an under-the-radar player. Could have a huge role this season for Eastern Florida. Mendoza now sets it up to Danielson. A couple players collide. They keep their composure, though. And that's it. Falcons needed that point badly.
Yeah, they need to get out of that rut. The points were piling up there for the Titans. DSC with a great hit in the corner.
So 1 in 15 check in for Daytona State. Ariana Warner, and here comes Julia Ranks, the freshman middle, number 15.
Netherlands, another international recruit.
And here is Ariana Warner, the freshman out of St. Cloud. She is originally from Puerto Rico. You know Daytona State volleyball, how they've got great roots with Puerto Rico. They've got some great players out of there historically. And the pipeline continues. How about that little misdirection shot from Munoz?
Right, and right through the block. A really good job. Really good job to get through that because you had the fence up for that one. And tightening the score here, 19-20.
Winning that first session, always so important in college volleyball. 20-19 right now, Rinks. And here's Warner, setting it up for Munoz.
Oh.
3 in a row for the Falcons.
Munoz having a field day right now from the left side of the court, hitting it with the right hand. Here's the replay on that again, just gorgeous.
Oh, I'm so glad volleyball season and fall sports season back here at Daytona State. No better place to be here on the Space Coast.
Oh.
And that is a point. They will say that is a point for Daytona State. That ball was down.
How was that right in front of us? True action packed.
I think the Falcons thought that we were playing on there. But that is, in fact, a Daytona State point. Watch the velocity.
Wow. Just
clearly off the floor.
Whoa. Number 15. Ranks, you mentioned that before. And Coach Anderson is saying about Ranks, just feed her the ball. Feed her the ball. Unlimited potential.
5 straight points by the Falcons. Timeout, Eastern Florida. Daytona State starting to hit the gas pedal here.
Yeah. Wow, exciting. And as we were saying before, you see the seats over here. They look empty, but I tell you, the fan section with the bleachers on the other side, I mean, they're getting really full.
Now, I mentioned team culture for Daytona State. Remember, this is the first year of living on campus. Everybody here supporting the Falcons. That is huge for attendance at home sporting events.
Right.
The fact that these students can come right inside the Lemarant Center and cheer on their favorite friends and teammates.
Drew, with COVID, it's just so great to see this. And really, you have a planted fan base, you know, with the dormitories right next door. Shouting out their praise. Coach Anderson giving a little bit of advice to Emma Testi there.
The teaching never stops for this volleyball program. She says if we focus on ourselves and play our absolute best, we know we're going to take care of business. A little hot and cold here in the first game. Ariana Warner continues to serve. Eastern Florida out of the timeout. They get it to their best hitter. She can't put it down. Here's Rinks. Up against the ceiling. Titans able to keep it alive. Working that right side. on the net. And net violation going to be called on Munoz that time. Little contact
Just
up
touched
against
it.
it.
Yep, and that is Shireen Benedict with the call there. She is the net referee.
So now here's Emma Kaiser to serve for Eastern Florida. Huge.
Oh,
That makes it 23-21. You cannot have a service error when you're over 20
no,
points.
no, and you know you're kind of giving charity to the other team. You know, you certainly don't want to do that. I did that the other day in pickleball, though, Drew. I felt real bad. It happens.
Wyatt serving for the Falcons. Try the slide. Oh, well executed by Sophia Knowles.
Yeah. It was Testi and Carrillo. They just didn't get together on that one. They were kind of apart and split the block.
Nip and tuck time on both sides. Here's Rinks. Oh,
Wow.
somehow dug up. Titans able to keep that one alive. Rinks, good hands. Front row now, Carrillo.
Wow.
Falcons still keeping it alive. Back row getting it over. Titans front row, and there's Sophia Knowles again. She's been the best player for Eastern Florida in this first game.
Knowles has been tough to handle and seems to just be edging through those blocks, even though that's been DSC's bread and butter, but it's been Knowles getting through it.
23 all. Rinks, not the shot she would prefer. Here it comes right side and down. So game point coming up for the Titans.
This is very strategic. They're working on 3 and 9, which I mentioned before. Is Testi and Carrillo been working on those two blockers on DSC's left side of the court.
Talked about the team culture for Daytona State. Coach Anderson making sure that the players, they eat together before games. They spend extra time with each other. Just the other day, they went to Sky Zone, played dodgeball, play a little Ninja Warrior as well.
Yeah.
That type of stuff builds chemistry
Right.
for moments like this when you have to depend on the player next to you, Ted.
Right, and when you're right, when you're going through stress, when you're going through difficulty, that bond gets through the stress. You know, instead of having cracks in the cement, those types of opportunities when you're getting together and enjoying each other's company, you know you can trust your teammate. You know, we used to do the same thing back in my collegiate days, and I'm sure the Titans are doing the same.
Elena Carrillo, she was a marked woman so far in this game one. She is having to earn every single point. Nothing coming easy against these Titans. And right there, Sophia Knowles, hoping game point is right now for the Titans. What an entertaining first game this has been.
Very evenly matched, for sure.
Maldonado serving.
Again, that was one of those serves I thought could go long.
Touch awarded. Titans take game number one. So
All right.
Sophia Komke with the final point. And Eastern Florida, they steal the first session, 25-23.
Yeah, it looked like DSC was in control for a while there, and then some great strategy from the Titans.
Second game coming up here momentarily. First game to Eastern Florida. We're back with more from the Lemarant Center right after this.
We understand this year has been overwhelming for most of our community. The struggle to take care of yourself and your family. The uncertainty. At Halifax Health, our doors are always open, and we're here to make you feel safe again. We're here so you don't have to hide from your health. We're here to take care of you. Halifax Health. Live your life well.
It's time to claim your career. Daytona State's newest certificate program in hospitality beverage science combines theory and practical hands-on instruction on a range of beverage production processes like craft brewing and wines. Learn how to pair wines and beer with appropriate food choices, produce various styles of beers and wines, as well as how to manage, merchandise, and market beverages. Call 386-506-4DSC or visit us online at daytonastate.edu.
Back here at Daytona State College, 25-23, fast and furious out of the gates. But Eastern Florida, the Titans able to take game number 1. As Daytona State going to have to rebound here for game 2. Paulina Dobreva, her along with Sophia Knowles leading the way. So 2 freshmen, one from Spain, the other from Port St. Lucie. And Eastern Florida able to get it done. Daytona State, meanwhile, having a comeback rebound. Now, they expected the tough competition. When you talk about Daytona State and their number 18 ranking in the nation in NJCAA, just in this region, you've got Florida Southwestern, you've got Miami-Dade, Hillsborough Community College on the Tampa side, and Polk Community College, all going to be stiff competition this year.
Oh, exactly. And, you know, I think that Daytona State was ready for this team, but right now, I guess it's just a bit of strategy. It's going to be interesting to see what Laura Booker Anderson, you know, coach of the DSC Falcons, is going to do for this set coming up.
Halifax Health partnering with DSC to provide assistance for the education you need to start your healthcare career. Find out more at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. Tremendous partnership with Halifax Health continues here in 2022-2023. Ted, the summer flew by. No better place to be than here on campus talking Daytona State sports.
Oh, yeah, it's good to have you back, Drew. It's been a while since I've seen you. I think the last game we did was baseball. It was, you know, great to have you then, and you're back here at DSC, and for whatever reason, they just keep partnering me with you. I don't know how you feel about that, you know, me being the local hack, but, man, I'm enjoying it with you, Drew.
It is always a good time, and just to watch the young talent go through this athletic program year after year, and some go on to bigger and better things in their particular sport. Some of them go off into the workforce. Some of them go into the coaching industry as well. It's just fun to see the talent recruited on campus and how it eventually ends up. It is a great thing here at Daytona State.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was, as I was teaching last year, let's wait for these plays, and I'll tell you a little bit after.
How about an ace serve to start it off? So Eastern Florida cooking.
Yeah. And that is indicative of how the last game started in set number 1.
Juliana Dacron, the freshman, another one out of Spain. She's got Division I potential. Great hands. Very good feet as well.
Another great serve.
Carrillo. Kept alive now, the libero Riley Wyatt in the game for Daytona State wearing that blue jersey. Komke. Carrillo on the deck, and now back row. Sent over by Munoz. Titans cannot send it back. So I think it's key here, for Ted, for Daytona State. Sometimes when you lose a game and you think you should have won it, it deflates you just a little bit. Critical for Daytona State to shake off that first game and continue and get off to a good start here.
Well, how about what you mentioned before, Drew? They've only lost 1 set. That was their second the whole season. And there is another flush by the Titans. Titans looking pretty darn good at this point.
Sophia Komke, she mixes those shots so well and just finds a way to keep balls in play. Push it over from that left side. Daytona State should get a good opportunity here. Mendoza sets it up. Schultz couldn't score. And this one just out.
And you know what happens when you're used to rolling along, used to accumulating points and wins, you start getting a little bit tight. I'm not seeing that quite just yet from the Falcons, but that's an inevitability.
Serve receive, little shaky right now, but that is a touch. And Paulina Dobreva able to score again. She is like the Swiss Army knife of this Eastern Florida team. Put her anywhere, ask her to do anything, she'll come through.
Yeah, utilitarian.
So 1 point lead for the visitors. Game number 2 here at the Lemarant Center.
Wow.
Looking for a touch and not going to get it that time. Point Eastern Florida. So Munoz getting a lot of opportunities so far in this match, and I think Eastern Florida would rather her get most of the touches than number 9 Carrillo, and that is what is happening right now.
Oh.
Saw Danielson fly into the stands that time. Luckily not injured. Here's Carrillo.
Carrillo absolutely amazing from the back hit.
Danielson, tough angle, couldn't do anything with it.
I was mentioning tightening up a little bit. And if I was to look at both teams right now, Titan's looking a lot looser. Oh, there's one of those giveaways again. Right back to DSC. Serve into the net.
Beams goes out for Eastern Florida. And here comes Julia Ranks. Did some great work in that first game. She may have to put a little bit more on her plate here tonight. Right side attack, that's wide.
So if there's no touch, goes back to DSC, no touch is called. Right now you have Warner. She's a placement server.
Right down the line. Falcons within 1. Warner. Here's Carrillo. Ball in the ceiling, no problem for these players. Here's Munoz. Came up short.
Going to be a tie game. You know, I was wondering, Drew, because I know it's not the highest ceiling in the world here at the Lemarant Center. I was wondering what they were going to do with they just let it play on. You're going to have to deal with the deflection. And that's an interesting rule.
Definitely part of the environment here. Block up to the task, Warner. Munoz again. Oh, flying around the court on the Titans, but they cannot bring it back. And we're tied at 5. Rather, Daytona State takes the 1 point lead.
Oh, man, that was jettisoned over the net. A lot of power.
How about the early runs here? Daytona State trailing 5-2, just like that at 6-5.
These are two extremely exciting games to watch here.
Certainly been riding a roller coaster in this match up to this point. Lots of swings of momentum we've seen. Comke up against the pin. Nice dig by Carrillo. Falcons go get it, pushed over. And it's the freshman, Julia Ranks.
How many times have you mentioned Ranks' name so far tonight? I mean, just planted it right where nobody was. Just a quick push. Very nicely done.
Warner's serving run continues. One of the best runs of the match for the Falcons thus far. 5 straight points. Just over the net, Warner. Here's Ranks, another opportunity. She is red hot right now.
You know, we're sitting right next to her. We're 5 feet away when she gets up. Boy, does she get some air time. And then the windmill for the flush. Yikes. Through the block corner. Oh, that beautiful angle. Can't say enough about her game so far today.
6 straight points for Daytona State. Ranks, a force up front. There's the block. And it's going to be a point for Eastern Florida as that one up against the net.
Yeah, just got to be tween. Good try to react in time, but just not enough. Just a quick stoppage in play here. So a little moisture on the floor. Here's the replay again. Now it got in between the hands and the block. They were there. Just got to extend those hands a little bit more over. And that'll push it back.
Miss hit. So the Titans trying to bounce back. They just will not let Daytona State separate here. Falcons have tried to run away with it, just can't do it.
That set was just a little bit too far in front. A little miscommunication there. Oh,
that one had some serious mustard on it. Paulina Dobreva scores again.
That's some mustard on that dog. Wow. I tell you, both teams just so very talented.
You know, you look at these players, Dobreva right there, Knowles with her. They don't look like freshmen. They don't play like freshmen.
No.
Rinks.
Whoa.
Ball was set up a little bit short from Warner.
Yeah, I think Elatiza right now knows he's got a pretty darn good squad that might be coming into form as we're watching tonight with 13 games left for the Daytona State season. So it's still kind of in the beginning here.
The will of Daytona State being tested just a bit here. Good hands by Testy. And that's going to be an illegal touch. Daytona State will get the point.
Yeah, for the layperson, I know the illegal touches is sometimes hard to figure out. It has to do sometimes with rotation on the ball, how it's spinning off, if there's too much of a one-handedness. And unfortunately for Daytona State, they give it right back, and that serve is long.
Take a look at the libero. Riley Wyatt, Brooke Cornegay in there with her. Number 5. One point separating these two programs. Titans score again.
That was on the line. Wow. Looked like it was going out too.
So now it is going to be Knowles back to serve. Rather Dobreva. Dobreva hits it into the net.
Wow. I mean, love the jump serves, but I mean, it's, you know, high risk, high risk.
Emma Testy, her turn for the Falcons. Oh, catch the defense just off guard.
Yeah, and it was a great angle too. It wasn't just pushed forward, it was pushed backward on an angle, just gorgeous.
So Dackren back in for Eastern. Remember, Eastern Florida, they've played more games. They've played some tougher competition thus far this year. You can kind of see that right now showing through. Daytona State, first time they've really been tested.
Right. Yeah, this will be the Titans' 12th match and Daytona State's 6th only. That is called out. And no touch from what I see from the officials. So it'll be Daytona State serve here. Here's the replay. Great job, television crew. And yeah, I tell you, it's happening so fierce and fast over here, Drew. I can't keep my eye on these.
Here's the slide. Beams couldn't put it down. How about that block by the Falcons? Keep it alive. Work that left side, and there is Alina Carrillo.
Carrillo again.
Carrillo, you know, she just does not look like the most dominating player on the court for Daytona State, but she has been that last year and plans to be that way again.
Taking on the responsibility and taking it well. Here you go now. Mendoza, Longwood, Florida, one of the local products. From Orlando and Puerto Rico, number 11, with the serve.
Falcons scrambling defensively. Touch it over. Here comes Eastern. Little off balance. That's not going to make it work.
Yeah, that was a tough one for Comke to field, you know.
That set has got to be perfect. That time it was just a bit off. That's why that setter position, it's like the quarterback in football.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. You're making everybody look good. Wow. That one looked like it was going long.
Falcons a good opportunity here. Carrillo flying through.
Carrillo.
Oh, wow. She was flying through the air that time, Ted, like Superwoman.
Wow. And here it is again. Like you said, flying through the air and through the block. Oh, wow. Just great form.
Nothing hitting the deck right now for Daytona State. A 2-point lead, trying to extend it. Great back row dig, and now Carrillo.
Wow.
15-12, Falcons starting to pull away.
With a beaming smile. Kind of like you were saying before, almost like an unassuming player, but boy, fierce. Fierce windmill on those balls.
Nice run for Maya Mendoza serving. Block, able to keep it alive.
Off the elbow, wow, great job.
Bump it over now, here come the Titans. Hits the top of the ceiling, it'll come down, and there's Carrillo waiting for it. Danielson can't touch it over.
That was tough. That was tough. That was like Plinko up top.
That's like the old pinball machines you used to play back in the arcade days. Jordan Danielson out of Wesley Chapel.
Those of you who remember, The Price is Right with Bob Barker, Plinko. That's what's bouncing around up there in the rafters. Interesting. Daytona State up by 2.
Off the ceiling again, and right now that ceiling, it is the 7th man out on the court.
That's well said. And again, Carrillo with so much power on it, and that's what produced that pop-up.
Nobody knows their home gymnasium better than Daytona State.
That's right.
It is coming into play here.
Really good serve. I mean, she's got everything working for her right now.
Falcons flying around. Danielson is blocked.
Oh, okay. I thought that came wide, but it did not. That landed in. I mean, that's a great strategy as well, using the block on the side to make the ball go out of bounds. Good thought.
16-14, Comke, the Brazilian. If you're just joining us, we have been going 100 miles an hour out of the starting gate. An old school rivalry here, renewed in 2022. These two great volleyball programs.
Yeah.
It is, for games like this, nights like this, we are thrilled to bring you Daytona State sports.
You are watching a matchup tonight, folks.
Just long. So Falcons will get the point here. See the coaching staff. Titans can't believe it. That time they thought they were robbed, as it was Reed Muller asking for an explanation. Number 16. Timeout called on the court. Coach Ilutiza will talk things over. He won 10 national championships in high school club volleyball. I mean, he did as much as you could possibly do. And that success going to follow him here to the college ranks. Accelerate your education by taking advantage of the incredible opportunities offered through Halifax Health Partnership with Daytona State College. If you want a rewarding career in healthcare, find out how we can help at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment.
I know that Daytona State, with its nursing program, has an excellent relationship with Halifax Health. You know, a lot of what you call your practicum, you know, has to be done somewhere, and that's great that the hospital happens to be right nearby their main campus, Daytona State's. Been having that relationship for quite some time.
So Elena Carrillo right there, number 9. Number 11 getting a talking to, Maya Mendoza, the freshman setter. Coach Ilutiza, he has pulled the right strings thus far, but his team now trails by 4 here in game number 2. Game 1 went to Eastern Florida. Daytona State trying to even things up.
Yep, up by 4. As we mentioned before, set is to 25.
Hit right through the block.
Yep.
Eastern Florida gets the point. The timeouts have been timely from Eastern Florida. And Ted, every time the Titans have taken a timeout, they've come out and gotten a point the very next point. They've halted the momentum.
And where have they put the ball? Okay, they put it on their right flank and then hit it down between the blocks. So they see something on the blocking side of the left side for Daytona State.
Munoz, off balance, makes it happen.
Wow.
So now Warner and Rinks check in for the Falcons.
I had a young lady, here's it is again. It just, perhaps a little bit lucky there for Daytona State.
Little off balance on the other side, and Dobreva finds a way. These shots we are seeing, incredible stuff.
Terrific placement. I mean, this is, as far as I'm concerned, just as good as any D1 four-year program.
Then puts one right in the middle of the court. That dropped in like a hand grenade. Kaiser, that time, Emma Kaiser, the freshman from Cumming, Georgia. So 1917. Remember, Daytona State, they let one get away in game 1. They can't let the same thing happen here. Lead trimmed to 1 and a timeout.
Yeah, there's, as you've seen those come over the net with no topspin on them whatsoever, and, you know, they are somewhere around shoulder high, I guess you got to kind of tell your players, hey, you got to let those go. I know you want to take it, but you're going to have to judge for yourself, but that's a tough, I know they're tough ones to let go, but.
We invite you to hit us up on social media here this season. Daytona State Sports. Follow us on Twitter at DSC Falcon Sports and the hashtag GoFalcons. Hit us up on Twitter. You never know, Ted. I know your Twitter account, you've probably got 100,000 followers, I'm sure.
I never, ever have been associated for some reason. I don't know why. I never did Twitter, never twitted. Or tweeted. Don't know much about it.
Well, Coach Ilotisa says this is a better Eastern Florida team than what they had last year. Those 7 international players making a difference right now. And there's the student body for Daytona State. Always so much fun to come here to a sporting event, especially when you've just checked back into school, just started back up. It's the most fun time to be on campus.
I had a great scholar athlete from the volleyball team that was in my speech class last year from Brazil. Absolutely phenomenal. Scholar athlete, 100%.
So here's Munoz. Got the bounce
Munoz,
that time.
yeah.
Slid across that net.
A little love from the net there.
This is what you call a little luck,
Yeah.
which never hurts. And it winds up being a big point for the Falcons. 20-18 they lead.
Great job digging that out.
Warner over to Carrillo. Defense tightening up here for Eastern Florida. Another dig by Warner.
Oh.
It gets caught.
The 7th man.
Oh. The ceiling continues to be a factor. You know, I've done a lot of games in this arena. Can't remember the ceiling coming into play that many times.
There's a lot of power going into these shots tonight, obviously.
Riley Wyatt, now touched over by Testy. Trying to find the sweet spot. Carrillo's gonna get a touch. Titans somehow fisted over. Warner, Rinks off balance, hits it wide.
Right idea, just too much power on it.
So now tied at 20.
Yeah, she just took a little bit off of that. There was nobody there on the opposite net court.
So Daytona State favored coming in here tonight. Safe to say. having a home game undefeated. It looked like this was going to be all Falcons, but it has been a dogfight.
Okay, you heard what I was saying before about serving, all right? She did exactly what I was mentioning before. A lot of speed on it, no topspin. Get out of the way. Good job. Oh,
Tremendous velocity from Komke.
Komke. Making that look easy, and it wasn't.
So tied at 21. Here comes the front row specialist, Delphinia Beams, number 4, checking in. She's been a difference maker up there. Right now would be the perfect time for a monster Daytona State run. Carrillo, misdirected by the ceiling again. Rinks, asks for it back. Here it comes.
Wow. Wow. Tall, jumping ability.
She is going to be a player. In fact, she is a player right now. What an outstanding talent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mendoza, 22-21. Kept alive. Carrillo. Mendoza again. Danielson. Up against that pin. Daytona State scores again. Now the official says that it was up against the antenna, I believe. It might take a timeout and talk this one over, the officials, that is. But that is a Daytona State point. Let's take one more look here.
Oh, it hit the line. That dropped right in.
No, that simply was not touched. That was not touched by the Falcons. So another good call made by Alfredo Cox, who is down there. And another conversation here, 23-21 the score. So it's everything we expected so far. Probably been a little bit surprised at how good Eastern Florida is. Let's take one more look.
Let's see what happened here.
At the call.
Let's do some investigating.
No, that was clearly a ball that never made it over.
Now, good call by the referee there. 23-21.
So Daytona State 2 points away from getting that first game.
It's the best out of 5. Recalibrating here for the Titans.
Maya Mendoza will serve. These are the big points that matter most. That one goes long, and the Falcons going to have to win this the hard way.
Now there's a number of those on both sides that would have gone long had they not been taken by the back lines for both teams. So that was kind of a little bit of charity there. Gives a point to the Titans. Serving.
Jacobson and company ready. Here's Jacobson. That's where she does her best work.
Ah, wow.
And now it's game point. Munoz checks in for the Falcons. It'll be Carrillo serving to even up this match.
I like that switch, rather than go on one of the sides, it was right down the middle. Enough speed.
It's not coming back.
Wow.
Daytona State has evened this match at a game apiece. So the Falcons excited. They were stymied in that first game. But now we're tied at 1. 25-22.
I think what we're seeing is this is very well could be conference playoffs. You're watching these two teams. I mean, wow. Just great energy. Here's Carrillo. Look at this knuckleballer. No spin on it. Beautiful.
25-22. And now evened up at a game apiece. Drew Felios, Ted Sofianos, and our phenomenal multimedia crew here at Daytona State College. They do incredible work bringing Daytona State sports right into your living room or your device, however you watch Daytona State sports. And Ted, it's so cool. We mentioned all the great work that they do year in and year out. Always fun to watch from afar. It's also fun to come in person, be inside the arena or at the stadium as well. Just tremendous facilities here on campus.
Well, there's not a ton of, there's 1,100 two-year programs throughout the land, okay, nationally speaking. Not too many of them have their own television station that can broadcast to over 1 million people at one time. So it is kind of a big deal, you know, some of the resources they have. There's a great look at Carrillo, who has been really an X factor here. Tremendous. As we start to serve off for the third set.
Maya Mendoza, she's played big for Daytona State. Carrillo has the first say, swinging out a timeout. Last season, Alina Carrillo got about 50% of the opportunities. They're starting to really feed her here in this match, and number 9 taking advantage. Right back, though. I'll tell you what, Komke, number 11, is a player.
Yeah. I mean, not only did she get up, but she hit that thing off the block. So she's hitting it really at a high point, and it's very little that you can do. You're trying to get up as high as you can to block that ball down, but she hit it off the block with so much power, went off the back line.
Free ball taken care of by Komke.
Tell you, great reaction there, though, from number 8, Munoz. Nice try to dig that out.
Just wide.
Another giveaway on the serves. Both teams are going to have to shore that up for the upcoming games. Like I said, about 13 remaining for both teams.
Right side, work that slide, and that is Delphinia Beam. She's been a little bit quiet, didn't hear much from her in game number 2, but she is back on track.
Only had one blocker there, and she did very well to bounce it off the elbow there, and out of bounds it went. Good job. See, that's what I'm talking about. If it's way over shoulder high, and you're like 2 steps in from the back line, you got to realize, you got to let that go, even though the adrenaline's pumping. That's a point to Daytona State, tied up 3-3.
Played to the left. Dobreva had a good swing at it, couldn't put it down. Here's Danielson. Dive in to keep it off the floor. Danielson, tremendous on the block.
Wow, just a great block. And again, that was one of the categories that, you know, the TV crew was showing us before, our statisticians, right? You noticed that the Daytona State has a good many more blocks as far as average percentage than most other teams. Showing it here against the Titans.
Beams, they were waiting for her. Munoz coming right back.
Wow.
What a swing by the Falcons, and now Daytona State starting to flex their muscle.
Yeah, flex the muscles, those are fireballs. Daytona State here on a little bit of a run since that Aaron serve went out from the Titans.
Get the home crowd behind you as well.
Yeah,
Does not hurt.
They are playing to the camera tonight.
Beams did not get a good touch on it. Here's Munoz. Block right now is a huge factor for Daytona State. The joust won by the Falcons. Dobreva can't get it over. They are frustrated.
Dobreva looked like she had that sewed up, but came right back at her, couldn't do anything with it. No one there to help.
Fabiola Rivera now checks in. A little change of pace for Eastern Florida. Number 10 off the bench. Let's see if she can help turn the momentum. Riley Wyatt serving for the home team.
Just made it over.
Serving to that front row, and it is working. That's an illegal touch, and it's 7-3.
This has been a 5-point steamroll for the Falcons. Okay, you got Wyatt up to serve now, number 6.
Got to think
Sophomore.
if Daytona State scores here, it's timeout, Eastern Florida. They are completely discombobulated. Here's Munoz.
Wow.
This is going to be tough to send
Yeah,
back.
you were saying the ceiling doesn't come into play that much, but tonight we've seen it about 7 or 8 times.
This is the run the Falcons have been waiting for. Eastern Florida looks deflated at the moment. Still lots of volleyball to play, though. Coach Ilutiza coaching his team up right now.
Yeah, he's trying to fire them up, tell them what they're probably doing, wrong, what they need to do right. Maybe a little bit too tight, because when you're a little bit tight, that's what's going to take that ball and make it so high. Now, that shouldn't really, that shouldn't have a negative effect. But in this environment, it certainly is, because of the lower ceiling.
Daytona State led by Alina Carrillo, the sophomore out of Oviedo, Haggerty High School product. Doesn't look the part. Probably wouldn't be the first player picked on the court if you just went by the eye test. She's not 6'2". She doesn't look imposing, but she's so athletic. She can jump out of the gym, and she's consistent. She never has a bad look at a ball.
Yeah, she has one of the best, most graceful jumps that I've seen. The way she gets herself set, the air time that she gets, and that hand, that right hand that's way back behind, with the windmill, absolutely wonderful to watch.
Eastern Florida trying to come out of the timeout, and
needed
finally Delphinia Beams able to break the string.
Drew, what were you saying about Ilutiza before? Every time he takes a timeout, look what's happened. He's turned it around each and every time. I mean, that's valuable if you could do that.
That is the sign of a coach who coaches up at the perfect times and a team that is listening. As Mariana Saba, the setter out of Brazil, checks into the game for Eastern Florida. The block is a little wide, and Daytona State keeps rolling.
Yeah, it could have gone either way there, but went for Daytona State. The Falcons, the Lady Falcons, are psyched up right now. They have one of their largest leads of both sets. Now this is the third.
Volleyball is all about momentum, and right now the home team definitely has it. That is why that ball was crushed. Whew.
The only thing that thing didn't have was get touched, and that's why it's still in with number 1, Ariana Warner. Like her serve, it's just nicely placed.
Kept alive. Rinks doing a great job. Put over by Wyatt. Work that right side. Rinks. And now Warner.
Wow.
Is on. Falcons know where it's coming from. Here's Rinks.
Oh my
about
goodness.
that? How about that?
Just staying alive.
Rinks
Wow.
with the block.
What a point. How about that crowd, Drew? How about that crowd? You can hear the bleachers rumbling.
One more look. How does Daytona State keep this off the floor?
Oh, that was Warner with 2 great efforts. Number 1. And there's the flush back by Ranks.
Championship caliber volleyball being played right now by your Daytona State Falcons. 11-4. Well done, as Paulino Dobreva is going to silence the crowd here momentarily.
And Mattesti from Liceo delle Scienze Umane in Italy. It's my best rendition of Italian, Drew.
Munoz. Right through that block. Well done.
Again, it's that left side of the defense that they've had some a good advantage with tonight.
That's
and
Flavia Romanelli, that time, the Italian.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Another young freshman.
100% correct again.
Carrillo hits it.
In.
And it's, looked like it was a little long. Elutiza asked for an explanation. That ball looked long. Curious if it was touched. Coach Elutiza asking for an appeal.
Looks like he had the flag down for it landing in.
It was the point immediately after that. That was the kill by Romanelli.
Right. Romanelli from Marino, Italy.
Coach Elutiza maintaining his composure, and let's see if let's take a look at this right here. Here's Carrillo. Was this ball touched? Oh, so close, because clearly looks long on the court.
And the official saying it was in, then he was saying it was out, so have to get a clarification here.
Asking for Shireen, the official up top. And I believe they will say it is a Daytona State point.
Now they don't have the ability for instant replay for the officials here.
Nicely done. Dobreva takes a little off it, goes with a changeup that time.
Just great to put into space like that. So talented. Now it's Dobreva with the serve.
Got a hill to climb, though, here in this third game. Here's Rinks.
Whoa.
She has been a force.
That was hammered.
Well, Coach Booker Anderson said, wait until you see number 15. She is going to be special.
Oh, here it is again. It's just hammered.
Just no answer for that.
Boy, Falcons are on a bit of a roll right now. Yep. And Elutiza calling a timeout again. See what happens here, Drew.
Ruckus crowd on hand here at the Lemarant Center. You think these students are fired up. They're back on campus.
Oh, yeah.
They're living on campus this year. First time ever here at Daytona State College. Can you imagine the chance to live on campus? That is the ultimate college experience. You can be a part of it here at Daytona State.
Drew, it's just amazing, though, to be able to be doing this again with you, with the fans, with the coaches, the players, finally feeling like COVID's most likely behind us. I say that, of course, with a lot of hopefulness, but it's so great to see the students back on campus. We've done some basketball games pre-COVID before. I mean, the stands were like it is now.
Few adjustments by Daytona State, and it seems like about midway through that second game, the Falcons kind of figured it out, and they haven't looked back since. They have dominated as of late.
Let's see if that timeout by Elutiza, the coach of the Titans, can do to undo this.
Right side, too short.
Oh.
And that's where you look into that block, and it can be a little intimidating. That ball's not fully where it needs to be.
Wow, I thought that was a net touch, but no call.
15-7, Daytona State in control. Tied at a game apiece, trying to go up 2-1. How about a solo block? Eddie Schultz, a thing of beauty.
Wow, Schultz. I mean, just being where you need her to be at that point in time. No double block there, just like you said, Drew. One single block, great. Great placement.
Titans trying to answer. That's long. So Schultz and Rinks up front. The size coming into play for Daytona State.
They're saying there was a touch there on the blockers.
Okay, so that will be a Titans point. Good catch.
Well,
official that time overruled.
I've called the wrong name out twice today so far, Drew. I've got to do better.
Here's Ranks.
Whoa.
And that is a beauty. So Komke teams up with Beams, and they send it back.
Yeah, they're going to have to really scrape back here with a 7-point deficit. It was 8.
It's long.
Yeah, I think the coach must have talked about that because they're letting those go now more rather than trying to take them out of the air. You know when that has a lot of velocity, no spin, no reason to go after it. So I'm sure the coach made an adjustment with the rest of the players there.
Coach Laura Booker Anderson, she preaches defense and ball control. Right now, the Falcons doing just that. Another service error, though. They've had several of them here in this match, and I think, yeah, moving on into conference play, you definitely have to shore those up.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you're just giving, you're taking points off the board for yourself and giving them away.
Warner and Mendoza's got to go get it. Up on the top of that block, and that's another point for Komke.
It's happened a few times now, trying to measure those blocks and hit them off the top. I mean, it's a great strategy if you can do it effectively and consistently.
Romanelli serving. That's in. So even though we're tied at a game apiece, this match very much up for grabs.
Yes.
Eastern Florida, they are well in it.
Definitely, yeah.
Feels like Daytona State is dominated, but Titans getting in striking range. Carrillo can't score.
Again.
Long run for Carrillo. Can't get there.
Oh, that was a little dangerous. I'm glad she's okay.
Sensing this could be a moment where Eastern Florida starts to go on a major run. Once again, just weathering the storm.
Oh.
Tough angle, and somehow
Wow.
Eddie Schultz.
Looked like that was guided just a little bit from this angle, but no call there by the ref.
Munoz will check back in for the Falcons, and she'll be sent out, looks like. See, will they let her check in? Yeah, she will come in right now. Recordigay, the defensive specialist, comes out. And Carrillo will now serve it up. Right in the middle of the court. That is through the block. Well done by Emma Kaiser. So she's a backup setter. Starting, though, tonight on the right side. She's got tremendous passion.
Yeah, the only reason that came through was just the block was just a tad late. And when that happens, the ball can squeeze through.
Another point by Eddie Schultz.
Wow. Beautiful quick set there. Catch, no time to block it whatsoever. Great strategy. But it has to be pinpoint placement. Both the set and the shot. Well done. Well done.
Eddie Schultz playing well here tonight on WDSC-TV. Right side, and it's the Titans having their say once again. They will not go away. So just kind of hanging around, Ted. Daytona State has not been able to land those knockout blows just yet.
And that just shows a lot of temerity from the Titans. They're sticking with it. They know their game plan. They have confidence in themselves, and they're showing it. That one's out. Yeah, there you go. Good job with the eyeball there. Eyeing that shot out. Again, you don't want to do this, especially when you get later on into the season. Because, again, you're just giving away points.
Julia Rinks back in for Daytona State. Falcons also check in Riley Wyatt right there, the defensive specialist, the libero on the floor. Here come the Titans. Oh absolutely
again.
Beautiful by Dobreva.
That's like the third time I've seen that short hit, making it look like it's going to be huge.
For Daytona State that time too, Ted, you get a couple players diving at the same time. That can be dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
Free ball. Carrillo keeps it alive.
Carrillo's just all over the place, Drew.
Testy puts it over. They'll attack from the left side now. Tap it once more. Warner. Here's Carrillo, back row. Dobreva. Wyatt was waiting for it. This is Munoz. Back row again. Money.
Oh, from the back. That's extremely hard to do. You have to get some height on that. And we are seeing Titans making a run for it here. 3-point difference from what was an 8-point.
Sneaking up on Daytona State here. 3-point game. Rinks is stuffed. The foot keeps it alive that time.
Oh,
but
my
Munoz
goodness.
cannot put it over.
I think it was Munoz with the foot and then just missed the slam there. That was crazy.
So 2018 Falcons with the Titans closing in. Teams flying around the court.
Wow.
This is wide. Eastern Florida is within one. Let's watch that foot volley once more from Daytona State. You do whatever it takes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Inserting a little bit of soccer here. Sure. That counts.
Falcons back to work. This could tie it for the Titans, and it's not going to happen.
Wow. There it is again. And Matesti is teaming up with Ranks, I believe, on that block again.
So it's the coming out party for that young lady right there, Julia Rinks, out of the Netherlands. She checks all the boxes. What a find on the recruiting trail from Coach Booker Anderson. Once again, getting up on the block with Emma Testi. This short from Dobreva.
Yeah, she hit it twice.
Fabiola Rivera comes in for Eastern Florida, 22-19.
Good serve there.
Up against the ceiling.
Wow.
Oh, Rinks trying to get it. Great effort by the home team.
Oh, that seventh man or seventh woman is just killing them. Both teams. I'd like to see, I wish that didn't happen. Just I'd like to see those shots unfettered, be as they were supposed to be. The natural arc of the ball, unfortunately, being directed by the rafters.
Warner to Rinks. And do we have an illegal touch? Yes, we do. 22-21. Falcons by 1. No game has come easy. Every single one has come down to the wire. And we're going to have a stoppage in play here. Timeout on the court.
This is an absolute barn burner. Both games, previous to this one, have just been full of energy, full of touch, certainly a lot of power.
Halifax Health is looking for its next healthcare superstar. Find out how to become one at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. What a partnership, Halifax Health and Daytona State Sports. You look, to have a health facility like that right next to campus is something really, really special. There's our upcoming broadcast schedule here on WDSC-TV. Back here on September 22nd for more volleyball. Then we've got women's soccer, men's soccer, women's soccer, respectively, throughout the month of October. And the scheduling gods, very kind to us. It was not the most beautiful day here in Florida. Right. Torrential rains throughout the state, and thank goodness we are inside today. Much better weather to come on the soccer pitch.
Yeah, well, this wouldn't be good if this was beach volleyball, which they do have, by the way, as an NJCAA sport.
1 point game here. Falcons will receive it. Here comes Rinks.
Oh.
She is a thumper.
Wow. Wow. A little bit, fortuitous as far as the bounce off the block right there. but so much power and it's hitting it so downward from her height and where she's picking it out of the air. Wow. Oh, no.
Service error at the toughest time. Coach Booker Anderson just cannot believe it. She knelt down, was like, you have got to be kidding me. Not now.
Has been plaguing the Falcons, especially in this game.
Shake it off, though. Here we go. 23-22. Quick sub, Riley Patrick off the bench for Eastern Florida. And this will be Reed Muller, the freshman from Italy. Falcons a little out of system, and that is long.
Oh, boy. And we've got a tie ball game, folks.
23-all. Could not have asked for more. It has come to this here in this game 3.
Good serve.
Warner goes the other way, Carrillo. This is Kaiser. That's where they want it, right across the court. Kopke once more. And it's game point, timeout. Daytona State wants to talk it over. Everything that Eastern Florida has had to battle through here tonight, you wonder, how are they still in this game? They took Daytona State's best shots in this game. And to still be now within 1 point of taking it says something about this program.
Very, obviously Titans very resilient, but, I think Daytona State kind of got their foot off the gas pedal a little bit there when they had all the momentum, and certainly 2 or 3 errant serves into the net. I mean, that's going to really, foul things up. Let's see if they can tie this up. You got to win by 2. But right now it's in favor of the Titans. They're going to serve. They get this one, and it is game over.
Now you notice the last couple times they've been serving right at Daytona State's Julia Rinks, trying to take her out of the offense. And it has worked. Let's see if they do it again here. As Eastern Florida will wind up again with Reed Muller. Remember, she's trying to hit that target, number 15. Watch her send it that way again.
Great serve.
This goes to the back row. Carrillo. And it's going to be a point.
Oh, out of the blue. I tell you, she has been the go-to person. You were talking about the Swiss Army knife before. She has done it all. Digs, spikes, placement, serves. Wow. Can't say enough.
24-all. Maya Mendoza.
Number one thing is keep it in play.
Left side. It's Kopke. I'll tell you what, Sophia Kopke has stepped up to the plate tonight for the Titans.
I mean, if you look at it, as far as the hitters are concerned, it's Kopke, Carrillo, and Ranks have really been the hitters.
Falcons need one. Keep it alive. Put it over. Danielson. Oh!
Well, it's just amazing athleticism we're watching here.
Somehow keeping it off the deck. Danielson again. It's out.
Oh, my. All right. Look at that. Look at that crowd. They're going nuts. They might have homework to do, but they don't care. They're staying.
$25-all. Here's Carrillo. Long again, the service error is haunting Daytona State. Just cannot have that in this situation.
That's really plagued the Lady Falcons tonight, for sure. That issue is going to have to be visited by the coach later on.
Falcons right back, Munoz.
Wow. You would think this is a playoff championship from the reactions of both teams that are making these just star hits, absolute superstar hits.
So now Riley Wyatt to serve. 26-all, win by 2. Point to the Titans.
Really is anybody's game at this point. Both teams pretty much, I mean, showing their best. It's just the serves that have been obviously short at times and long.
So now Mariana Saba. Game point for the Titans. The joust free ball is taken advantage of. Eastern Florida takes game number 3. They somehow pull it out, and they're within 1 game of stealing a victory here at Daytona State College. 28-26. Wild action throughout the night. Take a deep breath.
Well, obviously, if you're Daytona State, you've got to be dominant for this next game, game 4. Obviously, you want this to go to 5 games, for sure.
The final point scored by Emma Kaiser, the setter. 28-26, game 4, straight ahead. A heartbreaking game number 3 for Daytona State. They lead throughout the game, and at the very end, Titans able to catch the Falcons, and they win it 28-26. So here we go, game 4, and Daytona State going to be playing to just stay alive.
That was a tremendous momentum swing there. I mean, they were up by, I think, at 9 points at one time, and then it was just like I said before. I really believe they kind of took their foot off the gas pedal on that one. So right now, Titans looking pretty good, up 2 sets to 1.
Take a look at some of the highlights in that game 3, and for Daytona State, some opportunities getting away, getting on the deck that time, able to keep it alive with the feet, doing everything they could. Right there, the reaction after the service error. Coach Anderson could not believe it. It came at the toughest time when you have 23 points.
And you can't have 5 of them in one game. You just can't. That's a huge difference maker right there. You know, you just basically switched all the momentum. You gave 5 points to the other opposing team. Not what you want to do when you're on your home court.
So here we go. Carrillo comes out swinging.
Carrillo making those timed jumps look so effortless, Drew. And just a beaming smile on her. Heck of a player.
Titans go with the slide. It's Beams. Falcons able to dig it. Danielson gets her first touch here in game 4. Beams, no shot at it that time. 2 straight coming out.
Yeah, just a poor set there from number 4 Beams. Could not get to it. So 2-0 here in the 4th set.
Comke's played big. They have not had an answer for number 11.
Yeah.
She's been the best player on the court for Eastern Florida tonight.
No, you said it right. Not an answer. I mean, she's been getting through every block, just figuring it out. Really something to watch. That is, you know, I thought we were going to be centering on DeBreva, but it's been Comke.
That ball just drops. What an effective serve. Here at Daytona State College at the Lemarant Center. Thursday night volleyball coming at you on WDSC-TV. Drew Felios, Ted Sofianos, and our phenomenal television crew made up of Daytona State students and staff. It's going to be a great academic school athletic year here on campus. And we're so excited once again to bring you Falcon Sports. Eastern Florida, a great showing coming in tonight as a visitor.
Yeah, and I love the mentality of, you know, these, both these coaches. I know a little bit more, of course, about what's going on here at Daytona State with the scholar athletes. There's Carrillo again, Drew. It was Coach Anderson of DSC who had a 4.0 average all through university studies. I mean, and she is rigorous as far as demanding the same type of scholastic rigor from her, you know, athletes.
Alina Carrillo, she has got to get going in this 4th game. She's been a little hot and cold tonight. Got to be at her best the rest of the way. Right side, smash. Emma Kaiser has stepped up her game, and now Danielson. Went right at Kaiser that time, and Kaiser had no answer.
That was a great little cut there, you know, going cross court. Lovely shot. That was a thinking shot right there. Great job.
Jordan Danielson played right side last year. She'll move around here this fall. As Alina Carrillo back to serve again. Second season took everybody by surprise a season ago. One of the elite players in the state of Florida and even the nation.
Wow. Great block. And that's why that stat is so high for DSC on that side.
Ted, safe to say, take one more look at this block. The block has been there, the elements have been there. Almost feel like Daytona State, this could be a match where they could have won 3 games to none as they score again.
See, just so far, and this is kind of like the last game, they're playing loose again. And as they were getting, you know, closer to that win zone, you just saw that, you know, the hands and the arms, the legs tightening up a little bit too much. So let's see if they can power through that this time around.
Carrillo hits the net that time. Coach Anderson knows the importance of tonight. Play up against your conference rival, your in-state rival, Eastern Florida.
Wow, that was a save. That ball was going out.
That's in. Hit the line, absolutely painted it by DeBreva. Every point has been a grind.
Yeah.
Little pancake by the Falcons. Munoz comes swinging.
Skipping right after that shot. Skipping to her Lou. Great shot there by Munoz. Monteverde.
You know, Munoz overshadowed last year by Savea Frobel. Great player last season. And then, of course, Alina Carrillo. But this year, she's going to get her opportunities, Ted. She's making the most of them. Here she is again.
Oh.
Tried to keep it alive again.
Try the footsie again. I like that. Totally legal. Can come off the head, the shoulder, the knee, the foot.
Should maybe go out for the soccer team. What do you think?
Oh, there it is.
There's the elbow.
As I'm saying different body parts. Oh, my.
Jordan Danielson finds a way.
I tell you, the enthusiasm, I mean both teams. When they hit one, a real good one, I tell you, both teams are just ecstatic. The way they team together, they come, and they congregate, they celebrate. And here we are back in business.
Here's the slide. Rinks keeps it alive. Munoz.
Oh,
all of a
off
sudden,
the rafter.
Munoz starting to swing well. That could have been 4 hits by Eastern Florida. We play on, though. Munoz going to get another touch.
Oh, wow. Drew, how'd you like that off-speed? Nice off-speed touch into space.
So Munoz looking very comfortable on the floor right now.
Yeah, here it is again. Just the off-speed. Beautiful between the two blockers. Wow.
Nicely done by Dobreva.
Now, if you notice, number 1, it was Warner who served that. She's been consistent with the serves all day, and that, you just got to put them in play, especially when you're up by 9 points. Just put them in play. Make the other team work for those.
So here's Paulina Dobreva, 6 feet tall to serve, and she has got a lot of trajectory on that serve.
Yep.
That thing takes a dive, doesn't it?
Dipping quick.
So 9-6 a moment ago, and just like that, 9-8.
Oh, that was a nasty jump serve there.
Carrillo tips it over. Working the back row. Ranks.
Oh.
That's a free ball.
One of the few mistakes I've seen by Ranks tonight. And now you're looking at 9-9. I tell you, you mentioned that word before, the operative word being grind. I mean, that's what it's been, Drew. Great serve.
And make it now 4 straight points by Eastern Florida. It's 10-9. And if they score again, Coach Booker Anderson will likely call a timeout.
Let me just say it this way. If the Titans do take it tonight, it's because they actually had the grit, but also the better service games. Better service games than Daytona State.
At the net, Carrillo.
Oh, beautiful save.
Able to keep it alive. That was a great save by Warner, and there is Munoz.
Munoz has been a factor for this game at 10-10.
She is so excited, getting an opportunity. Sometimes you go off to college, you're not always going to be the starter. You got to wait your turn. Number 8 did just that.
Oh, yeah. She's in the limelight right now.
Tied at 10. How about the block?
All right, did it land in? Yes, it did. So it goes to Daytona State.
So a critical point here in this match. Falcons have got to win to force the 5th game. Brooke Hornigy serving. Kompke.
One of the few errors by Kompke. I mean, nice hit, just didn't go off the block, no touch. Back to number 5. Hornigy. Yeah, just gonna put it in play. Smart move there.
Here's Kompke touching. Warner gets there, and now Carrillo.
Okay.
Kept alive by Wyatt. Here's Ranks. Not going to let it hit the deck. Carrillo again. Trying to find the back row. As Dobreva got a touch. Punch it over quickly.
Nice idea.
Rinks at the net.
Wow.
One of the longer points of this match.
Jeez.
Komke, Dobreva again. Wyatt starting to be a digging machine, and here's Rinks.
Oh, Rinks. How did you like the back set, the no-look back set? Beautiful. Here it is again. No-look back set by Warner. Oh, and Ranky just sticking it down.
13-10. Momentum for Daytona State, but just still getting everything that Eastern Florida can throw at them. They have thrown the kitchen sink at the Falcons tonight, and they have been able to hang in.
Yeah, it was set number 3 that we saw the biggest difference between scores. This one staying a lot more even in set 4. And
Eddie Schultz comes in for Daytona State. Number 2 has been critical every time she's checked in, the big middle blocker out of Tampa.
I see a lot of heavy breathing on both ends here.
So Emma Testi now getting ready to serve. And we wait now for some of the fans just making sure that they are seated properly over there in that ruckus Daytona State section. There's Eddie Schultz. You know, she has come from a military family out of Tampa, been through many moves, Ted. 6'2", tremendous potential. That moving around has really made her stronger and better as a young athlete, and you're going to see her often in this program making great plays. Number 2, Eddie Schultz.
All right, and as you were mentioning, just that star player, once again, service error by Daytona State, a floater way out of bounds.
Romanelli, get on the deck. Rinks, long way to go. Can't get there. Falcons just cannot pull away. Titans testing their mental fortitude. So 1-point game here, game 4. Eastern Florida wins it.
Great serve.
It is going to be over. And there's Schultz.
So you were just mentioning that name, and there was the flush.
She is right at home here in Falcon Country.
All right. You have a number of players going in and out.
Eddie Schultz is going to be a big part of this athletic family here at Daytona State. Thrilled to have her. 15-13. Right side, Komke.
Wow.
How do they get that over? What a play. Oh,
my.
Schultz kept alive.
I can't keep track.
Wyatt and now Danielson. Komke blocked.
What a point. You know, the Falcons, they have to have this. This is a must-win game, and they are pulling out all the stops right now.
Good run here for Daytona State. Both teams exchanging blows, but the Falcons getting the better of the exchanges right now. And now a wet spot on the court.
They've been hitting that same spot. It's not raining out. I don't think we have any leaks in the building. It's a beautiful facility. In good shape, I believe. Whoa. That was a heck of a serve there.
Well, Komke is tough.
And if you've noticed, a lot of those, spikes have come from the right side, especially from Komke, breaking through those blocks on Daytona's far side.
Sent over by Danielson. Bravery got a touch. Here's Carrillo.
Oh, Carrillo, just indomitable. Such a dominant player. The only kink in the armor would be the serving from Carrillo. Let's see if she can shore that up right now.
Here is a smiling Munoz coming back onto the floor. She's had a big night. Titans trying to come back and answer. Dobreva can't score. Here's Munoz.
Oh,
Wow. Just keep feeding her right now. Number 8 has got the hot hand.
Munoz through the block. Here's a timeout. You know who called it. Gonna be coach there, Latiza.
This rally, this point, was a classic. Both teams going at it, scrapping tooth and nail.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now you're up to 15 touches.
Classic volleyball.
My goodness.
Uh-huh.
23, 24 touches is what I counted right there. If anybody out there in TV land can tell me different, please do. There's the fan base.
Listen in, Ted.
They've been pretty vocal.
Quite an experience here at Daytona
love
State.
to see it.
Come to a volleyball game, you're in for a treat. So Carrillo to serve it up. Oh, Beams goes off the face of Carrillo. Somehow stays alive. You have got to be kidding me. Beams trying to score. Here's Danielson. Dobreva.
Another long rally.
Danielson.
Smart play.
Beams again. Carrillo, back row. Sent over this time by Mendoza. Dobreva can't kill it. Wyatt keeps it alive. Here's Munoz.
Wow. What a point. I can't even call him that fast. Just amazing. Absolutely just star-studded performances.
Number 6, Riley Wyatt, that time had her fingerprints all over that point, digging everything. The libero coming up huge.
Getting some sincere congrats from her fellow players.
Beams mistimes it. And now Daytona State the first to 20. Remember, 25 to close out the game and then hoping to force a game 5.
Game 5 only to 15 points. 10 less than these sets you've been watching. Great serve.
A match.
Oh, another mistimed set and jump on the Titans. Titans looking a little bit tight this time. And Coach Latiza going to try to take one of those strategic timeouts again. We'll see if that can turn things around with a 7-point deficit. Drew, it's been exciting.
See Coach Latiza on one side. On the other side, Daytona State getting coached up as they have started to pull away finally some separation between the Falcons and the Titans. This has been that kind of match. You see Coach Anderson, deep breaths, looking up at the scoreboard, thinking, what does my team have to do to pull away and get this victory? On the other side, it's all teaching. But you talk about the international players. I mean, Spain, Italy, Puerto Rico represented. I mean, this team from Eastern Florida, that international speed, the pace of the game, you clearly see the difference here.
Well, but you see they were kind of getting a talking to. Coach Latiza looked a little bit animated. I'm sure he's, like you said, it's a coachable moment, a teachable moment, but at the same time, he looked a little bit frustrated in that exchange.
So here is Alina Carrillo.
Good serve.
Right side, they work it, and that is the right place to go. Emma Kaiser waiting for it.
I think that coach pulled that one out, didn't he? Had that all set up. Going to go down again to that right side of the offense for the Titans.
Wet spot on the floor. Carrillo will take care of it. And once again, the use of the timeout has been used to perfection tonight by Eastern Florida. Every time they've called a timeout, they have come out and responded with a point. It has been a momentum-killing maneuver that they have perfected.
Yeah, you're 100% right. There's only one time that he's called a timeout where it didn't work out on their behalf. Ooh. Now
that
that's
one hurts.
At this point in the game, you certainly want to play it a little bit more, on the offensive end to make sure that the ball, goes in.
Chase it down, and now send it in. Carrillo. Munoz.
Oh, Munoz again.
Everything she touches is turning to gold.
Yeah. And now just 2 points away. Number 6, Wyatt, the professional digger from before, and a couple of points serving up here.
All indications we're heading to a game 5. Munoz. Right side now.
Wow.
Dug nicely.
Thunder.
By Mendoza. Carrillo will put it over. Front row. Well, I'll tell you what, Sophia Knowles has been silent for Eastern Florida. She's playing that front row right now, number 15. Ooh. And she needs to really step up her game.
Just some fantastic plays shown by both.
Here's Munoz again.
And finally, another off-speed pitch by Munoz. 1 point away, Drew. And we're looking at 5.
Boy, Munoz fading away. It's an unorthodox. She doesn't attack the net. She's a little off balance. She kind of hangs there for a while, and it's throwing that defense off.
It might have just been the set was just a little bit off too, but boy, did she adjust so wonderfully.
Coach Latiza.
He looks frustrated. I don't blame him. I mean,
expects a little better from his defense. It's game point. It's going to have to wait. Well done by the Titans.
Give the Titans a lot of credit there, number 6.
That's Riley Patrick, first time we've called her name, out of Vero Beach. She's a sophomore.
Going down the line with that, well done.
Romanelli comes in, Diakron goes to the bench, and Emma Kaiser will serve. Falcons a point away from forcing game 5. Danielson.
Wow. And a big mistake there.
We're going to a game number 5, 25-16, Daytona State defending the home court. It's going to be a race to 15 here at the Lemarant Center, playing for all the marbles.
Yeah. Oh, you think this was a playoff championship game here?
Take a deep breath. Lots more volleyball to come. The race to 15 straight ahead. Titans unable to take the match. Game 5 coming up when we come back.
Can put you on the fast track to UCF. Through Direct Connect, DSC and UCF will guide you from your freshman year at DSC through your senior year at UCF, leading you on a path toward success. In fact, when you earn your AA at DSC, you are guaranteed admission as a junior to any Florida public university. Find out more at daytonastate.edu or call 386-506-4DSC.
So here we are, Daytona State College. The Lemarant Center has been rocking tonight. And what a match we have been treated to. Daytona State and Eastern Florida. It has been a slugfest. 2 games apiece and headed to game number 5. The race to 15, Ted, here on WDSC-TV.
Right, 5th game, like I mentioned before, 10 points less than the others. If you've gone to your refrigerator at any moment, you missed something, because this has been outstanding watching. I mean, we've had some exchanges that have been 24, 25, 30 touches, and seemingly going on for an hour. I know it was only 30, 40 seconds, but wow, just phenomenal to watch. Talent on both sides being on showcase tonight, Drew.
Juliana Dacron will serve it for Eastern Florida. You saw 2 of the main guns, Munoz and Rinks, start off on the bench for Daytona State. They're waiting to get into rotation. And meanwhile, Brooke Hornegay and company, the defensive specialist, they've weathered the storm. Daytona State has had some great moments tonight. They've also had some really trying ones as well. First serve goes long.
Whoa. That is not the momentum or the foot that you want to start out on. Elatiza is coaching up the team now. He did not expect that.
So Maya Mendoza now to serve.
Oh, great serve.
Titans come out a little bit out of system, and there is Carrillo teaming up with Schultz.
Yep, they're a little bit out of sync there.
So that's the start Daytona State was looking for, but still long way to go here, race to 15.
Wow. Great set, though. Here we are. There we go.
Emma Kaiser just smoked a ball that lined it up right in our lap.
Yeah.
And now Flavia Romanelli. I'm telling you,
good.
it can get dangerous down here.
Yeah.
It can get dangerous.
We got
when you're-
shrapnel.
I mean, we are in the line of fire. Touched over.
Oh, just amazing.
Eddie Schultz comes
Okay.
up big once again.
Daytona State on fuego right now.
As Munoz will check back in. She has been magic tonight, especially in that 4th game for the Falcons.
All right, ball is in Carrillo's hand.
3-1 Falcons. Komke hits it long.
Is there a touch? No touch. Point to DSC Lady Falcons, and there it is. The strategic Elatiza timeout.
So Eastern Florida, they do not want the Falcons to pull away. And if you're Daytona State, these are those games where, hey, it's on your home court. You got your fans in the stands, Ted.
Yeah.
You've seen everything Eastern Florida can throw at you. It's time now to bring the hammer.
That's right. That's right. The pedal to the metal, Drew. I'm sure that's what Daytona State coach Laura Booker Anderson is telling her troops.
Crowd
Keep
has
it
been
going.
great tonight, and this is the type of game Coach Booker Anderson would like to see night after night. Have fans like this supporting her program. Coach admitted when she started, there's a lot to handle. Starting her own program, taking over for Laura Siegel, had to learn a lot, but the fans have been spectacular here tonight.
It's wonderful to see them cajoling, having fun, inspiring each other, coming up with their own chants. Feels like normal again, Drew.
4-1, Carrillo serving for the Falcons.
2 great serves by Carrillo in a row there.
Komke touches first.
Unstoppable.
You're watching game number 5 of a classic match between Eastern Florida and Daytona State. WDSC-TV, there is nothing better here in Daytona. Drew Felios, Ted Sofianos, Falcons and Titans. What a night it has been. Schultz can't put it away. And now Danielson does too much.
Oh my. I was surprised that the Titans were able to get the first one back, that first flush. But that next spike, well, it was just, so much power.
So Eddie Schultz comes out. Falcons on a major run here. Right side, Titans. Can't get over the block. They attack the left with Komke. They want Komke again. A lot on her play right now as Danielson returns to sender.
Komke was finally thwarted. The stands, the fans are going nuts. It is 6-2. It's been a 5-point run here. And one of their better servers coming up here, number 6, Wyatt.
Almost a must score here for the Titans. They are reeling at the moment. Barely gets over. Mendoza off the floor. Now Munoz.
A little bit of luck there off the net. She knows it. She's sideways grinning there. Here's the replay, you'll see it.
Laura de Chavarria Munoz, she brings so much spunk to the court. She's got a whip of an arm swing. And this could be a breakthrough night for the young sophomore.
Almost halfway there for Daytona State for the win.
Touched over by Beams.
Wow.
Danielson hit it wide.
A little bit too much mustard on that one for Danielson. She knows it.
So you have to keep your concentration here, Ted. Emma Kaiser will serve it for the Titans. Falcons so wound up.
Wow.
How could you not be? And it's 8-3. I mean, watch the effort here from Laura de Chavarria Munoz. The pancake. And then after this pancake, coming up
Just gorgeous.
and making a great play.
Just so much skill displayed right there. It's a shame they didn't make a point off that, but there we go with the serve it again. Gang, wow. Neither team should be doing any of that. Started off for the Titans with an errant serve, and it was number 1, Warner, making that error, unfortunately.
Titans go to other top gun, Stobreva. She's been a little quiet as of late. Munoz has not been quiet, but that one just wide. The first time she has mid-hit here in the last 2 games.
A beautiful angle, just, again, maybe could have taken off just a little bit. She had the lane. A good try, though. Good attempt. I'd be happy with that as coach.
So 8-5. This is Warner. Rakes emphatically.
Now, that is basically, that's a pro tip right there. That's a pro set right there and a pro flush.
Served it to her on a platter, and she knew what to do with it.
Absolutely gorgeous. That takes hours and hours of practice, as well as getting to know each other, understanding each other.
Assistant coach right there, Kendall Jacobson.
Yeah.
Jaw dropping here at the Lemarant Center.
And there is the second errant serve by Daytona State. And I know Coach Anderson has had enough of those.
Mariana Seba, as Coach Booker Anderson now looking up at the clock, looking at the scores table, 6 points away. It has been a hard-fought match, to say the least. Rinks misfires. These are the biggest points. These are the points that define you.
Kind of letting it slip away here.
That's
That
in.
was on the line.
A serve. Coach Anderson wants a timeout. She'll take it. Her team leading still by 1, but Eastern Florida starting to make that run.
I tell you, how about the to and fro, the see and the saw? It's been for 5 games now, Drew. It's really been spectacular to watch. Been great to be a fan as well as an announcer with you tonight.
Well, it's been great to have you with us here on this broadcast. Drew Felios, Ted Sofianos, and the entire broadcast team doing such a great job. The camera work tonight. I don't usually applaud the crew on the air when I'm doing other games, but this crew is truly special year after year.
They are phenomenal. And of course, with some students who, are interns as well, get that experience for their upcoming jobs and kind of being a practitioner, with the production crew. You don't always get to do something like that. So really wonderful.
And they even make us look good. That's the toughest thing to do.
That is, and that's Sans makeup. Sans makeup, man.
All right, Titans trailing by a point. Daytona State trying to stay in front. There's that front line. Dobreva and Knowles combining tonight.
All right.
Memorable finish coming your way. Remember, win by 2, play to 15.
It's been gritty. Home team up by 1. Oh, boy.
Carrillo gets the touch. Tap it over. Heads up play by Daytona State. Now they work that left side. Dobreva kept alive. Carrillo going to get a swing.
Oh,
Point, Falcons.
You've got basically 3 players that have just made great, advances with their spikes from Daytona. It's been Munoz, Carrillo, and Ranky.
Work the left side.
Whoa.
Up against the ceiling again. Oh, my.
And that just turned the whole point around.
Riley Wyatt off the bench. The libero back in for Daytona State.
Unlucky. Nothing you can say about it, but unlucky.
Neck and neck to the finish line. Just the way Eastern Florida and Daytona State would have it. Warner gonna find Carrillo. She's sent back at the net. Rinks goes down. They were looking for her, but she was not on her feet. So now the Titans gonna get a good swing. Nicely done by Riley Wyatt. Back to Carrillo. Little off balance. How about Warner flying through? And now Carrillo again. Comke back row. Touched over. Free ball sent back by Daytona State. Tight at the net. Still alive. Another marathon point. Warner again. Wyatt. And now Rinks.
No advantage yet here on the big spikes.
Both teams exhausted at the moment. Emma Kaiser and now Rinks. Bam! Oh my!
Ranks just basically said it's all or nothing on this one. I'm either going to smash through the block or hopefully, as it did, tear him off of it.
So now Rinks goes out. Falcons get smaller, Ted. Coach Booker Anderson, what an emotional ride this has been. Mendoza serving. Falcons by 2, but they're not out of the woods just yet.
Okay. Danielson back in. I have a feeling Schultz might be shining in just a moment. Just a feeling here.
It's an ace, and we're tied at 11.
Great serve. Just a great serve. Nothing you can do about it.
So Paulina Dobreva serving for Eastern Florida. Down the stretch, both of these teams coming. Mendoza for Carrillo. Comke. It's in!
Wow.
What a block! Eddie Schultz once again.
I told you that Schultz is going to be shining, right? Did I make that prediction a moment ago? And an amazing block there. Good picture of her.
All right, so Munoz back in along that front row for Daytona State, number 8.
Nice knuckleball there.
Comes off the net.
Wow.
And now set up back row. Dobreva got a good touch on it. Here's Munoz. Comke asking for it back. Carrillo. Here's Munoz again. Oh, somehow kept alive.
Somehow.
Incredible defense we're seeing on both sides.
Is just
the roller coaster continues. Titans
incredible.
Able to win that point.
I mean, you got to be exhausted too if either one of these players.
Right now, I'm thinking timeout. I mean, these points have been excruciating on both teams. I mean, they are dizzy right now. This is going to be interesting who is able to take these next
Right.
three.
So not so much as a timeout, but just to kind of clean up a couple of drops of water there or perspiration. And we're a tie game, gang.
Certainly one for the archives here in Daytona State sports history. Tied at 12, game 5. Danielson,
Oh, Danielson.
count it.
Count it. You betcha. The stands are going crazy.
Everybody on their feet here inside the Lemarant Center.
All right,
As
Coach.
Riley Wyatt now winds up. Comke, it was touched. So 13 all.
Yeah. It was off of Wyatt, number 6, but it was already touched. So she did well to make the attempt.
It's long.
Oh,
It is match point here for Daytona State. 14-13, game 5. This point will define the night.
now, all right, so no timeout being called from what I can tell here.
Just as you say that,
Uh-huh.
a timeout is called.
Now, interesting for the timeout here by Elatiza. It's now in Daytona State's, they're serving, so it's in their possession. And this is the first time that he's called a timeout for it this way. He's always called a timeout when it's been for the Titans' possession and their serve. So interesting to see what's going to happen here.
A true classic of a match. Riley Wyatt, Alina Carrillo, Julia Rinks and company putting on an absolute show. They want to finish it off, and they can right here, right now. Remember, every time Eastern Florida's called a timeout, they've come through. Falcons trying to break that string right now.
Now, if I'm Coach Anderson, I would have told Warner, just put it in play.
Ariana Warner
Exactly.
gets it in. Comke, little miscommunication that time. Falcons going to have an opportunity to put this away. Warner setting it up for Munoz. Net rocks just a bit. Munoz again. Comke off balance. Munoz keeps it alive. Warner. Munoz again.
Wow.
Off the
That's
ceiling.
it.
It's
That's it.
over.
Wow. It's over. In 5.
Bedlam inside the Lemarant Center, and look at that scoreline. You cannot ask for more. What a night, what a match, what a rivalry.
If you were at home, I'm sure you got off your seat or your couch or your armchair a number of times watching this 5-set match. Incredible. Both coaches got to be proud, though. 2 great 2-year programs here in the state of Florida.
You think there is great volleyball played at the NJCAA level. This match had it all. Incredible points, classic defense, swings of momentum, and big-time players stepping up at the perfect times. Ted, this was an absolute treat.
My applause to both teams. Just really, and you got to be encouraged, both coaches, right? You know you're going to see each other in the playoffs, Drew.
Well, if you enjoy this match, we got more for you here throughout the fall. September 22nd, 6 p.m. Polk State College coming to town. They are one of the elite programs in the state, alongside the Falcons. That's our next match, September 22nd, right here on WDSC-TV. Hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. And we'll be playing this one again and again and again for a very long time. For our phenomenal crew here at Daytona State College, for Ted Sofianos, I'm Drew Felios. So long from the Lemarant Center. Daytona State wins in 5.